next we are starting with the menstrual cycle. See, menstrual cycle is one of the natural cycle in which every female mammals are suffering every month. Okay, it is not disease, but it is natural thing which is occurring in the females. See, the reproductive cycle in the female primates, that is monkeys, apes, and human beings, is called as what? Menstrual cycle. It is a what? Reproductive cycle, that too periodic reproductive cycle. Okay. The first menstruation begins at puberty and is called as what? Menarche. See, when the when the puberty hits in the females, at that time menstruations begin. That first menstruation is called as what? Menarche. In human beings, in human females, menstruation is repeated at an average interval of about 28 to 29 days. Okay, it was the interval every 28 to 29 days it need to be restart, and the cycle of events starting from one menstruation till the next one is called the menstrual cycle. See, whatever the events is occurring in between first menstruation to the next menstruation, that period is known as what? Menstrual cycle. When ovum is released during the middle of menstrual cycle. See, suppose if you have 28 days period, then the ovulation means what? The release of ovum from the ovary is known as what? Ovulation. The major events of the menstrual cycle are shown in figure 2.9. This is our figure. Okay. The cycle starts with the menstrual phase, when the menstrual flow occurs and it lasts for 3 to 5 days. See, whatever the bleeding is occurring during the menstrual cycle, that phase is known as what? Menstrual phase, and that to last for 3 to 5 days. The menstrual flow results due to breakdown of endometrial lining of the uterus and its blood vessels, which forms liquid that comes out through vagina. See, it is what? It is nothing but the tissues and the blood capillaries which is related to the endometrium or endometrial lining. It comes out through the vagina. That is only known as menstrual phase. See, menstruation only occur if the released ovum is not fertilized. See, lack of menstruation may be indicative of pregnancy. See, sometimes when you are sexually active, during that time, if the periods or the menstrual phase is missed, it can be the indicator of pregnancy. Okay. See, however, it may also be caused due to some other underlying causes like stress, poor health, etc. See, here other factors are also there which is responsible for lack of this menstruation. See, if you are sexually active that time, it may be the indicator of pregnancy. But if you are not at that time, other factors are also responsible for lacking this menstruation. See, first is stress, second is poor health, third is poor sleep, okay, and fourth may be hormonal imbalance. All such factors are going to affect the menstruation too. Okay. See, the menstrual phase is followed by the follicular phase. During during this phase, the primary follicle in the ovary grow to become a fully mature Graafian follicle. See, here within the ovary, during this uterus and ovary, they are working together. Okay, see, when the menstruation is going on, during that time, the Graafian follicle is going to convert. See, Graafian follicle is nothing but a fully mature follicle. See, the endometrium of uterus regenerates through proliferation. See, here the cellular division is going to take place within the endometrium wall. Again, it is going to reform or regenerate itself. These changes in the ovary and the uterus are induced by changes in the levels of pituitary and ovarian hormone. See, this is happening due to what? Changes in pituitary hormone as well as ovarian hormone. See, the secretion of the, secre- the secretion of gonadotropins like LH and FSH from the pituitary gland increases gradually during the follicular phase. See, here it is what after menstruation, it is second phase, we can say follicular or proliferative phase. Okay, and stimulates follicular development as well as secretion of estrogen by the growing follicles. See, here the development of follicles is going to happen due to secretion of estrogen by the growing follicle. See, both LH and FSH attain a peak level in the middle of cycle about 14th day. Okay, see here what is going to happen. LH and FSH are on peak. Okay, in the middle of cycle, it is about 14th day, and this day only, see, rapid secretion of LH leading to its maximum level during the mid cycle called LH surge. See, when LH is on its peak, at that time only it is called as LH surge. Induces rupture of Graafian follicle and thereby the release of ovum. See, it is nothing but the ovulation. The release of ovum from the ovary is known as what? Ovulation. The ovulation or ovulatory phase is followed by the luteal phase. See, it is upcoming phase after this. It is going to be work simultaneously. After completion of follicular phase, it is going to start working, during which the remaining parts of the Graafian follicle transform as the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum secretes large amount of progesterone, which is essential for maintenance of endometrium. See, here corpus luteum is mainly responsible for secretion of the progesterone. Progesterone is also termed as pregnancy hormone. Okay, so it is going to maintain how it is essential during the pregnancy period means it is going to maintain the endometrium wall. Okay, which is necessary for the protection of developing embryo, ovum, and other. See, such an endometrium is necessary for implantation of the fertilized ovum and other events of pregnancy. See, endometrium maintenance of endometrium is necessary for implantation of fertilized embryo as well as gestation period. Okay, all these events are going to occur if endometrium wall is present. Okay, the menstrual cycle stops and there is no During pregnancy, all events of the menstrual cycle stop and there is no menstruation. See, if the embryo, see, if the ovum get fertilized, at that time it is going to convert into a zygote. After that, it is going to convert into embryo. So all such sequential events are going on. During this, the menstruation is going to be absent. There is no menstruation. Okay. In the absence of the endometrium, leading to menstruation, marking a new cycle. See, here, if the absence of fertilization is going to take place, the corpus luteum degenerates. The corpus luteum is going to be degenerate. After that, there is no secretion or synthesizing of progesterone hormone. Means there is no maintenance of the endometrium wall. So, this causes disintegration of the endometrium leading to menstruation. Again, the next menstruation is going to begin, marking a new cycle. Okay, in human beings, menstrual cycle ceases around, see, menstrual cycle ceases around 50 years of age. Okay, that is termed as menopause. Cyclic menstruation is an indicator of normal reproductive phase and extends between menarche and menopause. See, menstrual cycle is going to remain in between menarche and the menopause. Okay. See, next we have some of the hygienes during menstruation. What we need to follow. First thing first. See, this need to happen 4 to 5 hours. It need to replace. Okay, dispose of the used sanitary napkins properly, wrapping it with the used paper. See, whenever we are disposing the sanitary napkins, okay, it need to be wrapped properly. First it need to wash, after that it need to wrap properly in the used paper. Do not throw the used napkins in the drain pipe of the toilets or in the open area. See, first thing, we don't need to put that in a drain pipe of toilet, as well as we did not want it to throw it in an open area. See, there are many reasons why. Means if some animals consume it, they are going to lead in a destructive problems. Okay, that's why we don't need to throw it in an open area. If we are putting that in a drain pipe, means that drain pipe is going to get the clog and it is not going to work properly. Okay, that's why these are the reason we didn't not to put that napkins in drain pipe or in a open area. After handling the napkin, wash hands with the soap. See, whenever you are having this kind of condition, you need to wash your hands thoroughly with the help of soap or hand wash. Okay, so next we have fertilization and implantation. See, during copulation coitus, semen is released by the penis into the vagina. Insemination. See, here during coitus or physical enact, copulation or coitus, the penis is going to release semen into a vagina. The motile sperm swim rapidly past the cervix, okay, pass through the cervix, enter into the uterus, and finally reach the ampullary region of the fallopian tube. See, the ovum released by the ovary is also transported to the ampullary region where fertilization takes place. Okay, see, here it is the region where the fertilization is going to occur, ampullary region. Fertilization can only occur if the ovum and sperms are transported simultaneously to the ampullary region. See, they need to reach, it may be ovum, it may be sperm, they need to reach the ampullary region at the same time. This is the reason why not all copulation lead to fertilization and pregnancy. See, this is what the reason where sperm and ovums are not meeting at the same time and leading what it leads to no fertilization or no pregnancy. Okay, the process of fusion of sperm with ovum is called as fertilization. See, whenever the sperm is fusing with the ovum, that process is known as what? Fertilization. During fertilization, a sperm comes in contact with the zona pellucida layer of the ovum. See, have a glance over this diagram. Okay, so this is what the ovum, and these are tiny gametes, male gametes, and this brown layer is what? Zona pellucida. Okay, within that, one more line or space is present, that is known as perivateline space. Okay, and here these random shaped cells is known as cells of the corona radiata. Okay, so here what is going to happen, the egg is going to meet with the sperm, and all the process are going to happen, and fertilization is going to happen. See, and induces changes in the membrane that block the entry of additional sperm. See, if this sperm enters means all the other sperms cannot enter the ovum. Why means that's why it is referred as monospermy. Okay. Thus, it ensures that only one sperm can fertilize an ovum. See, this only known as monospermy. The secretion of the acrosome helps the sperm enters into the cytoplasm of the ovum through the zona pellucida and the plasma membrane. See, with the help of this zona pellucida, first the sperm is going to dilate here. After that, it is going to move inside, and the ovum and sperm's genetic material is going to combine with each other, and see, this is happening through the zona pellucida and the plasma membrane. See, this induces the completion of the meiotic division of the secondary oocyte. The second meiotic division is also unequal and results in the formation of second polar body and haploid ovum, oocyte. Okay, soon the haploid nucleus of the sperm and that the ovum fuses together to form a diploid zygote. How many chromosomes will be there in zygote? It will be definitely 46 chromosomes. How it is 46 chromosomes mean? From female it will be 23 chromosome, from male it will be 23 chromosome, so that is equal to, and zygote is going to have 46 chromosomes. One has to remember that the sex of the baby has been decided at this stage itself. Okay, let us see how. As you know, the in the chromosome pattern in the human female is XX, and that in the male is XY. Therefore, all the haploid gametes overproduced by the female have the sex chromosome X, whereas in the male gametes sperm the sex chromosome could be either X or Y. See, hence 50% of sperms carry the X chromosome while the other 50% carries the Y. After fusion of male and female gametes, the zygote would carry either XX or XY, depending on whether the sperm carrying X or Y fertilize the ovum. See here, it is that clear concept that the sex of the baby is completely depend on the father. How it may be? Because the female is homogametic, means only XX chromosomes. In either condition, only she is going to donate X chromosome only. Okay, whereas male have the X and Y, both type of chromosomes. Okay, it depends, or it is going to happen If X is going to combine with X, then the upcoming offspring will be female or daughter. Whereas if the X combines with the Y sperm, X ovum combines with Y sperm, then that progeny will be the boy. So it is clear cut idea that gender of a baby is completely depend on the father, not on the mother. Okay. See, that's why scientifically it is correct to say that the sex of the baby is determined by the father and not by the mother. Okay. The meiotic division starts at the zygote, moves through the isthmus of the oviduct called cleavage towards the uterus and forms 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, 16 daughter cells called blastomeres. See, when the zygote is dividing, firstly it is one single cell, after that it is converted into two, after that the double of that, after that double of that, after that double of that. That doubles is known as what? Blastomeres. Okay, the embryo with blastomere is called as morula. See, the morula continues to divide and transform into blastocysts. See, first zygote is going to convert into blastomeres. After that, it is going to convert into morula, and morula is going to convert into a blastocyst. See, as it moves further into the uterus, the blastomeres in the blastocyst are arranged into an outer layer called trophoblast. Say, the blastomeres are arranged outside the cell or outside layer they have formed, that is known as what? Trophoblast. And inner group of cells attached to trophoblast called the inner cell mass. See, some of the cells are also attached to the trophoblast, that too they are called as what? Inner cell mass. The trophoblast layer then gets attached to the endometrium and the inner cell mass gets differentiated into as the embryo. After attachment, the uterine cells divide rapidly and covers the blastocyst. As a result, the blastocyst becomes embedded in the endometrium of the uterus. See, this is called implantation and it leads to pregnancy. So, I hope so, viewers, you are enjoying and understanding the lectures of mine. So, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the light bell icon. Okay. So I'll meet you in my next streaming or videos or shorts. So till that, Allah Hafiz, दुआ में याद रखना.